Boom, boom. Am I live? I believe I am live. All right. We made it. We made it back. I am alive. Tangi already in the chat. Hello, hello, hello. Hopefully you can hear me. I woke up quite early today. I'm still jet lagged. I woke up at 4 a.m., went through Twitter, did all my normal things. I'm like, what should I do now? I was just killing time. So now it's 9:45 a.m. I've already been up for like 5 hours. Fell asleep at like 7 p.m. last night. It's pretty crazy. Tangi, I did get your DM. I will I did a quick read through. I believe I have everything you're looking for. I will definitely be in touch. Not an issue at all. Let me see. Let me try and share my screen here. Terrarium, yes or no? Wait, so some stuff happened, I guess, last night while I was asleep. The guy admitted that it was his wallets, and there's now some like inner fighting or something, I guess, going on whether it was a Saitama dev that leaked that it was this guy's wallet or not. Guys, I'm not even following that drama. In the end, my end goal is, hey, it seems like Terrarium has a different utility than anyone else, you know? Let me share my screen here. I'm just talking to a share screen. I'm sorry, I'm new at this. I just got StreamYard yesterday, and this is now my second stream on StreamYard. All right, so what am I sharing? I want to share what is this? That's the Saitama chart. Where's the Saitama chart? There it is. Boom, Saitama chart. All right, and now I want it. Yeah, easy to see. Good morning, everyone. Moonboy, good morning. Nice to see you. Saitama chart in the 16s today, but just wanted to iterate. Good time to buy. It was a good time to buy like 8 hours ago. So at 1 a.m. Eastern, if you were up and you bought, Bollinger Band says good time to buy. Was also a good time to buy on the 18th as well. So we'll see. And then I did get some complaints about this. I actually don't know how to make the RSI a different color. Oh, there it is. Intelligence. Okay. Now, how do I make it so you guys can actually see the line on the stream? Can you see that line on the stream? Morning, y'all. Mr. Cryptic, welcome back. Nice to see you, buddy. Lily. Yeah, Lily. What's a better buy on the dip, Saitama or Shinja? I mean, I'm looking at Saitama right now. It looks like it's a good time to buy from the dip. The RSI indicator, not so much. I'm trying to see yellow shows up better. Will the app ever work for Sadamask? These are the questions. These are the right questions to ask. Okay, so now you see this is the RSI indicator. So what they say for RSI indicator is when it dips below this 30. Some people even go 25 or 20. That's when they buy. So if you look at this, even with the Bollinger Band, you would have bought at this price. And then when it goes above like 70, which it hasn't, but if we go in the past, right, on times it has, you'll see you would have bought right below this line on the 22nd, and it went above that 70 on the 29th, which was a 7-day hold, and you would have made bank, right? You would have bought it at 18 and sold it at 42. I can't even see that. 42. Yeah. So that's pretty crazy. Wait, what the heck? The chat just went crazy. All right, 1 second. Teddy, I hold both. That's good. I hold both too. Good morning. Shaman says good morning. Nice to see you, buddy. Teddy, Andy Decepticon, nice to see you. Shinja, because they're getting on some exchange on either the 26th of Feb or the 1st of March. So I definitely agree with that. I have, this is right. I read this as yo. I know you meant yo. Yo, this is Ravi. Terra looks legit. I agree. Terra, the utility for Terrarium looks very legit. Let me quickly catch up. I'm bleeding Shinja, but I'm making a killing on reflections. I mean, reflections only make you so much. You don't bank on reflections being like the end all be all, you know. Saitama Devs made 6 million. because 6 million is going away. Okay, Terrarium, yes. That's because I'm here. Welcome. I appreciate you being here, Andy. I don't know what time it is in Australia, but I appreciate you being here. So the Terra app, right? Safe and secure exchange. And these guys are going straight for exchange. They're not doing a swap. They're like, hey, we're going to be in exchange. So they're going to have to follow KYC and register with government organizations. And really, so I think this is the guy last night. Something happened crazy with and I know many people kill the pronunciation. I am Indian. I will help you. His name is Praveen. Dr. Praveen Budiga. Budiga. I don't know how to say his last name. It's quite interesting, but I know his first name, and there's multiple variations. Lol, morning. Hey, Adrian, nice to see you. What the fuck are you doing up so damn early on a Sunday? I am. I woke up at 4 a.m. Crypto Realist. You have no idea. And Crypto Realist, let me know if you want to join. I recently got StreamYard. I don't know how to invite people, but I'm sure I can figure it out if I was given enough. Wait, I already figured it out. It's that simple. Oh my God. With my old setup, I like had an NDI link with Skype, and then I'd have to send you a Skype link or talk to you guys on Discord. That was the only way. But StreamYard makes it super easy. All right, so let me see. How do reflections work exactly? I mean, is that a real question, Adrian? Do you really need to know how reflections work? I can walk you through it. Buy on the dips so you can make your money back. DCA might go to 320. Wait, what's DCA? I'm a noob. Please explain. 108 wallets. So this guy did admit it was 108 wallets. And the weird part is on Twitter, I don't know. I saw some like craziness where people were saying that, or at least he was saying, I don't even know how to find him, Dr. Praveen. Oh, God. Ooh. Oh, there he is. He was actually telling people like Russ is a good guy, don't worry about it, and just being a nice dude, you know. So I think it was Awesome Austin that went through that was in this fight, I guess. And basically he goes, hey, Saitama Guru, only way for Faltron to know what 108 wallet in Terrarium was Dr. Family Allergy was from you, dude. Dr. Family Allergy. So this guy said he gave you his wallet address to prove to you he wasn't selling. That's dirty. How did you support this? So this is literally what Awesome Austin, who's also a YouTuber, right? He's got a YouTube channel. He's flat out called him out like that, and it just turned into something. So in the end, this Praveen guy responds to him, and he says, "This is not true. Russ is not involved. Please leave him out of this. Huge respect for his leadership." Then Austin goes, then who's the dev that leaked this? I mean, how else did Faltron know this? So this literally turned into some craziness. And I think at some point Faltron asked for Awesome to apologize, but Awesome did not apologize because he wants to know, like, how did Faltron get that it was his wallet? So maybe it was speculation, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. You know, I don't know how he figured it out. Check Lily chart. I will. Good morning, Ecobella. Good morning. I like the way Dr. Praveen came out with facts and told he shared the wallet address to Saitama devs to prove he was not dumping after Vegas event. So that's that is cool, right? So he stuck through. He hodled through the way of. And by the way, I am drinking Dunkin' Donuts. I woke up so early that I actually am like, I don't know what to do. It's too early to stream. So my wife went to Dunkin' Donuts, got me a colada. It's been interesting. At the Crypto Future, dude, my ass is rolled out. Give me 5 minutes. Okay. I will send you the link. So whenever you're here, I'll get you in here because I think you have a good, well, I don't want to, okay, I will do it on this. You have a good breakdown of what you've noticed as well. Let me find you, Crypto. Guys, I'm not looking at the chat. Don't go crazy. Don't go crazy. Oh, man. I just want to get back to a normal sleep schedule so I can be up for all these things that happened while I was asleep. Oh, my How do I find your crypto message? Crypto realist. Wait, why is there two crypto realists? There's a fake crypto realist. No, who is this? Robinson Philly 5? That looks so legitimate too. No, I am sending it to Crypto Realist 21. You have my link. All right, boom. And not to sound like a noob, but yes, I'm here to learn. All right, so let me see if I can find reflections, crypto. I guess I can just click on image. Usually there's some nice diagrams that explain it. And if there isn't, I will do it to the best of my ability. Really? Really? Explain. The first time I learned about reflections, I learned it through a diagram, and I'm like, this is interesting. Yeah. I do use Google for everything, so don't hate. So I'm going to read the Google thing. So reflection tokens are cryptocurrencies that reward holders by employing a mechanism in which transactions are taxed, and a percentage of the tax charge is redistributed to the holders of the token. Also, since holders are rewarded with new tokens, the mechanism incentivizes investors to hold onto their tokens long term. So in short, layman's terms, let's say, I don't know, we're talking apples, right? And somehow you do a transaction. You send one apple to another guy. Well, in this apple, this mechanism, this I don't know, Uniswap, blockchain, whatever it is going to take a chunk of this apple and redistribute it to everybody that's holding it because you did a transaction through their. Oh, Crypto Realist is here. Embarrassing. He's probably staring at me. He's like, I can explain this better than you, Teddy. I
won't say that.
Wait, can you hey, how's it going? Can you hear yourself on the stream?
Yeah. Like we're good.
We're good. Okay. Do you want to take a stab at explaining reflections for my boy Adrian Lehman?
Sure. So basically, whenever there's a buy sell, there's always a percentage that's set aside. Whatever that percentage is then distributed through all holders based off the percentage that you hold of the total tokens. So if you hold 0.01%, you'll get 0.01% of that transaction for the reflections that are held from each transaction. So the more and more transactions that happen, the more and more you get. So you don't actually get 2%. The reflection is 2%, and then that 2% is distributed throughout all of the holders. So it's cumulative over time. If you're a big whale or you have a large bag or you got in early enough that have a lot of tokens, then it's kind of lucrative. If you're not meeting one of those three scenarios, they're worthless, in all honesty.
I'm trying to figure out.
Teddy's clicking buttons.
I don't know how to use StreamYard. I'm sorry. There we go. This seems better. I recently I don't even know how to do the background. I'm like, okay. So by the way, Jeremy, I did get my I'm on step 3 for monetization. So hopefully within a month they will give it to me.
I think it took Brad I think it was like 3 days once he got to that point for them to authorize it. So they tell you evil. Up to 30 days. Yeah, they tell you up to 30 days, but it's usually like 3, 4, 5, maybe.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait till I have that monetization because it finally gives me even $1 helps, you know?
Yeah. So
I'm going to take that $1 and I'm going to buy more crypto.
So when you're done here, message me. I'll give you some info that I've learned over time and has been passed along to help you build up that amount that comes in.
Okay, I will definitely message you as soon as I get it. Not an issue. Yeah. Wait, so you just woke up? I've been awake for quite some time.
Literally 5 minutes to, well, probably closer to 15, but got up. My daughter had a friend sleep over last night, and my other daughter, she's still in bed, but got up, made them breakfast, some French toast, and then while my coffee was being made, and then came down here, saw that you were live, and hopped on. I'm like, all right, I'm going to check some things and listen to Teddy. And you're like, come join me.
Yes, because I actually fell asleep last night at 7 o'clock. and I woke up at 11, then fell asleep again, and then woke up at 4 a.m. But while I fell asleep, Jeremy, I really, I guess I lost some crazy stuff happened with Dr.
Oh, you have
Praveen.
been missing out, dude. Totally missing out. So here, let me correct you on something. I don't think anybody's having a problem with the first name pronunciation. It's the last name. Like
It's the
everybody's
last
gotten
name.
Praveen. Yeah. And you even were like Budiga, Budiga.
Budiga?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
I mean, I wanted to say Bud Iga, but I'm like,
But
I don't know.
I mean, I Dr. Praveen. That's
Dr.
kind of what
Praveen.
everybody is. Yeah,
Yep.
kind of started to associate it with. But yeah. So were you there for the AMA with them last night?
I was not. I can't even join the
yesterday
space.
afternoon,
Someone has me blocked there or something.
Yeah, that's weird because Brad was blocked too, so I had to sit in and listen to it. But basically, they've got a lot of good things going for them. A couple people were questioning how the marketing wallet is having the funds dropped in as the native token, the Terrarium token, instead of being converted to ETH. Because now when they need marketing money, they have to sell it off in order to get ETH, right? Therefore, it creates a transaction within the chart. So if they need $1 million for marketing, they got to sell off marketing wallet, convert it to ETH. So they got to sell the token, which creates a big dump. And their argument was that the small dump that's going to happen, they say that they're good for a long while. They don't have to touch the marketing wallet. You can plan for it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to actually happen. But if they have to touch the marketing wallet early, it's going to create a dip in the chart. But their claim is that if they're doing this to get listed on an exchange, that the short-term dip will be negated as soon as the exchange goes live, which then it would wash out. However, if they were to just do a liquefy to ETH in the contract and just convert it to ETH automatically, there wouldn't be a dip and the market would create a rise in the price. But if for some reason they needed to buy the token for whatever reason, it would actually create a rise in the market as well. If they needed to buy like liquidity pool or something, they could buy it and then put it over. Like if they need to touch that marketing
Wait,
wallet.
is that something that they can do? They can buy they can get the marketing wallet to give them reflections right in ETH, and they don't have to do any sell mechanism?
Well, it wouldn't be reflections. So the reflections...
It'd be taxation. I'm sorry, right?
Right. So the reflections themselves in the contract, you can do a transaction behind the scenes where the native token is sent in reflections, liquefied, turned to ETH, and then dropped into the marketing wallet. So there is no transaction on the that would reflect on the chart.
So the contract has that mechanism built into it to do that.
It can, but theirs does not.
Theirs does not. So they would have to.
They would have
either
to sell
do a new
the token.
contract.
No. So they would have to sell the Terrarium token in order to create ETH, in order to distribute that to the marketing situation. Like, say they're going on an exchange and they need to pay the exchange $40,000. The exchange takes ETH. Well, they only have their native token. Now they got to sell the native token for ETH and then transfer that ETH out into whatever exchange, right? So that transaction from native token to ETH creates a sell, therefore a dip in the chart.
I see. Yeah, because as soon as it's sold, you've now sold your tokens, and it clearly will show on the chart.
It'll react just like a normal seller would. So if somebody sold $40,000 of Terrarium and traded it for ETH, that's going to create a dip in the market. Well, the marketing wallet will do the exact same thing because they're not liquefying to ETH in the contract.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Yes, no, it makes sense completely. Wait, so real quick then, if someone other than Dr. Praveen, let's say there's even a bigger whale, I mean, technically, this could be...
I don't think there's a bigger whale.
You don't think so?
I think he's the biggest whale right now.
I mean, in the pre-sale right now, but eventually, I can see bigger whales going in.
You see somebody buying 10,000 or 1,080 ETH?
How much is that? 4 million?
No. Well, it'd probably be right around 3 million right now because price is right around 2,700.
Yeah, I've seen crazier people, right?
Yeah, this guy holds almost 1,100 ETH in this token right now.
So the percentage of that is what?
I want to say it's something like 5% of the entire supply.
He owns 5% of the supply.
Yep, but keep in mind, half or part of it's getting burned, all that other good stuff. So he's because he's spread out over 108. It
Yeah.
doesn't look like he's the big whale, but he is the big whale.
I believe you.
Like
I
if
100%
if you
believe
were to
you.
total all 108, he would be the number 2 wallet
Oh
total
wow.
overall.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah,
That's
it's
really
ridiculous.
crazy. And now, what do you think about Terrarium's utility? You believe in what they're trying to achieve?
So I'll put it to you this way, and this is just me, not financial advice, obviously, but if this wasn't discovered, I probably would have put money into this. I like where they're going. I like um the concept, what they're trying to do, how they're trying to do it differently than everybody else. The fact
Hmm.
that they are not some Joe Schmo off the street trying to create these are all whales. They all have money. They've
Hmm.
already had the process of getting their blockchain, their exchange, their wallet. All of that's already been in the works for months. Like
Hmm.
it's going to release pretty soon from the way they're talking. So it's not some Joe Schmo off the street trying to find capital and then start working on the wallet 6 months from now.
Right.
That makes sense. So
Yes.
I have a lot more trust in what these guys are doing than just some other token that's doing the same thing. Every token that's coming out now wants to do a wallet, a swap. They would like to do their own blockchain. They want to do NFTs and they want to do gaming. That is the roadmap for 99% of every token that's coming out now, at least with some combination or all of those. And it's ridiculous. Everybody wants to do the same goddamn thing. It's ridiculous.
Right.
But these guys seem to actually have a leg up because they've got the capital, they've got
Hmm.
the whales behind it, they've got a bunch of smart individuals behind them that's building this out. And the only downside that I see is that there is one person that
Hmm.
has a whole lot of this token. And whether or not you trust this person should determine whether or not you would want to invest into this product. Personally, I'm not okay with this. I won't be investing into it. Whether or not
Okay.
he's going to hold or not, he sold out of Saitama at some point. He's liquidated half of his supply from Saitama. For him to
Right.
sit there and say, I held and held and held and held. Yeah, you held through the highest of highs, but you sold at the lowest of lows. When
Right.
if this product doesn't work well or it doesn't get off the ground in 6 to 9 months, like Saitama did, or if it's not working the way you wanted in 6 to 9 months, what are you going to do?
Right.
And that's my concern. That's all it is. Everything
Wait,
else
but do
about the
you have
token I
any
really like.
concern, Jeremy? Do you have any
Yeah.
concern with when the token launches on the 22nd or something, right? Or it's already launched?
No, it launches on the 22nd.
Yep.
Um, and I, as far, what do you mean by concerns?
Like,
Like a
because,
shitty launch, like Lily?
yeah.
I think these guys have their ducks in a row way more than Lily does.
What
Like I
makes
said,
them
the only thing
different?
that
Like,
concerns me is that there's one person that holds so much supply, and it's up to you to determine your trust in that person to hold on to the token. I see people sitting talking in the chat. This guy's held. He's trustworthy. You know, okay, if that's what you believe, that's what you trust. That's fine. But
mhm,
for me, it's a risk, and two risks. So I'm not big on investing into something that does not have a utility out yet or is getting ready to release. Okay. They
right.
don't have a utility. They claim it's getting to be released very soon. I might have thrown some money into it, but when you have another risk, another red flag, for me specifically, that's
Mhm,
two red flags. I'm out. If that makes sense? Like I have this risk assessment, and right now, the way the market is and the way this could, the market could just dip even further into a risky play. It could pan out, it could not pan out. But then you add in another layer of risk. That just makes my percentages a little bit too high as far as putting my money into a high risk investment.
No, that is fair. That is fair. And to be honest, I'm not in Terrarium either. I almost have a fear because I believed some of the stuff that Faltron said because it seemed so legitimate. And I was like, hey, maybe there is a risk once this token launches. Maybe the price is going to drop, you know.
Well, see, here's the thing. this guy holds half of basically he basically has half of the pre-sale, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if people are trying to ape into this right off the bat, the price
Mm-hmm.
should either be steady or go up, right? That's the
Mm-hmm.
theory. Now, the only people that's going to sell off are the people that got into this in order to degen and sell off and make money when it pumps.
Yeah.
The question is are the buy-ins going to offset those sells? Obviously, this guy holds a lot,
Mm-hmm.
so his portion is secure. He says he's not going to sell. If you trust him, trust him. I believe him, but
Mm-hmm.
6-9 months down the road, who's to say what's going to happen? But is it going to have a little pumpy dumpy vibe to it? Show me one that doesn't right off the bat. And in
Right. And
these
I
altcoins,
saw. Oh wait, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Go ahead.
In the altcoin world, you will find that this happens way more often than not. Is the pumpy dumpy vibe right off the beginning? Most
Yeah.
tokens, they have that little rise, and people sell off initially to take that profit, and then they'll buy back in at the bottom, and then that token will start to rise again. So you just got to time your entry.
And that's exactly why I also didn't buy Lily, but I did see that Lily did have a real car in that race. Did you see that?
Last
It was
place.
last place.
They got last place. They lasted 9 laps into the race.
I don't know anything about NASCAR, but I saw this and I'm like,
broke.
oh my god, how much do you think this would have cost them? Like you've seen what the price
we did a little
right?
research, and somebody said it was somewhere in the neighborhood of like $500,000.
What?
Yeah, for the season, and this guy's only running a select schedule. Like
For
they only get select
$500,000?
races. Well, that's for like the full season. I don't know how much they paid. Obviously, you know, unless Brad comes out and says what they did. A full-time ride in the Xfinity series generally runs about $500,000 for the entire season. But the way it was read, or the way I read it in their announcement, is that it was only going to be for select races. So my guess is like the race at Daytona, Talladega, the Brickyard, just some higher profile races. And you know, the lower profile races they probably won't do.
No, I
But
see. But
don't get me wrong. That car looks slick as fuck.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. It looks exactly like the image renderings that they had. When I first saw the image renderings, I'm like, here we go again, another fake thing. It's just gonna be Lily on the bumper, and then boom, they delivered, and I'm like, wait, what? Like they actually delivered.
Yep.
Let's see. I did see.
In the chat. Somebody put in the chat. It cost $640K for Hex. So the question I would ask to Daniel is, did they pay for the entire season? Were they the primary sponsor? And is it the Xfinity? Because I know the NASCAR, the Cup Series, they are a little bit different pricing. This is the Xfinity Series. If you're familiar with how NASCAR works, this is like the entry into the big race. And if you do well in Xfinity, somebody will eventually pick you up type of situation. It's like the minor leagues. Unfortunately, Hector here, he doesn't do very well. If you look at his race history, he's consistently in the back 30 of everybody and tends to not finish races. Nothing against the guy. Yep. He doesn't have good luck or whatever the case is, but the dude got last place. He lasted 9 laps into the race. I'm wondering if Brad is sitting there thinking, damn, I literally saw the car on TV one time. I think it was lap 6.
Oh no, really?
Yeah, and it was, so they run. Are you familiar with racing at all, Teddy?
No, I'm not.
All right. So I live in NASCAR country.
Okay.
I like racing. I grew up going to the racetrack. I've had family members as racers. As far as big time racing, I don't know anybody personally, but I've watched it for years. I grew up in Indiana, so I'm big into the Indianapolis 500 type of stuff. But in this particular race, they were running what's called side by side for like literally the first 10 laps, right? Okay. So they're running side by side around the track the whole way, right? The only time I saw this car on TV, it's sitting in the up row. It's 3/4 of the way blocked by another car. And as they go past the camera, all you see is the ass end of the car. That's the only television time I saw for it.
Oh, no. Wait, so what do you mean? Like, I don't know anything about NASCAR, but like it only made 9 laps. What does that mean? Like, how many laps is it supposed to make?
This particular race was 120 laps. So
What?
the race was called the Beef 300. Like beef, it's what's for dinner. You know that
Yeah.
slogan?
Yeah.
So it was sponsored by the Beef Foundation of America or whatever, right? So they called it the Beef 300.
Okay.
So the track itself is like 200 or 2.5 miles, I think it is, 2.25, and they ran 120 laps in order to do 300 miles, right? Well,
Yeah.
he only lasted nine laps out of the 120.
What? Like, oh my God, that is such a waste of money if that's all he did, right? I don't know
That's up to you
anything
to
about
decide.
NASCAR, but that sounds bad. That sounds like I just got gypped. Like,
Yeah.
bro, give me
Yeah.
back 90% of what I paid you.
Well,
I thought you
so
would
here's the
last.
thing. It's not just for one race. My understanding is that they get multiple races with this collar scheme for the car.
Okay,
So,
with this wrap, they get multiple.
right. So if he qualifies for those other races, then he'll get into the race. So long story short, nobody knows yet how much they paid for this advertisement to sponsor the car. I
Yeah.
don't believe it's full time for the full season, and I don't think it's going to be on the car for more than a handful of races. And I want to say there's like 25 races in a season. So they probably bought a package deal with other large investments or large investors to sponsor the car for the full season. So they'll get five, another sponsor will get five, another sponsor will get five, another sponsor will get five. So it's kind of like a shared major sponsor deal,
Yeah.
is my guess.
No, that makes sense. That I mean, I would rather them go through this NASCAR sponsorship than like what Cheerio did or something crazy
So
like that.
can you bring Bugs's comment up from about 3 or 4 up where he says Islam is going to be? So here's the deal, Bugs. You are absolutely 100% correct. I am a big fan of UFC. Islam is going to be the next big UFC champion if UFC can book him some top tier fights. The problem is nobody in the top 10 wants to touch this guy. This dude is a beast, and I will give UFC or give Saitama the utmost credit for landing him as a sponsor for Saitama. If it's more than a one fight deal, if it's more than a one post deal, you know, that type of thing. Because here's the thing with UFC, they're not allowed to wear sponsors to the ring, to the cage.
Right.
It
Right.
has to be Reebok or one of their, approved sponsors, crypto.com,
There's
whatever the
only
case
two
is.
or something, right? There's not
Yeah,
many.
there's only like 2 or 3 approved
Yeah.
sponsors that get to put logos on the fighters, right? So he's not going to be able to wear anything Saitama to the ring. I don't even know if he would be able to wear a Saitama hat after the fight. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
It's been a while since I've seen them put like a monster hat on after a fight or something like that. But they might be able to do something on the little drapery that they put near the ring or whenever they're calling out the announcements at the beginning. So
Yeah.
there's things that can be done. I'm hoping it's more than a Saitama and a little logo that has no affiliation back to the Saitama crypto token.
Yeah.
Because that whole boxer fight thing with the little patch on his butt didn't work out so well. Sorry.
What do you mean? I watched Russ walk with him. That was so cool.
Nobody knew who Russ was, and they didn't know what the hell that gold image was on his sweatshirt either, and they did not know what the hell that patch was for on his butt.
I really wish that gold image was not gold and it actually stood out because it was so flashy. I'm like, we should have thought this through. But
right.
Hey, maybe.
But yes, Islam is a big time name. Islam was
Wait, what's the actual guy? It's Islam. What is his last name?
Makachev, I believe it is.
M-A. Oh, I see it. Islam Makachev. So this. Oh, what?
Yes, Bugs. Absolutely.
Oh,
that
this
is a
guy.
big thing. Yeah. No, that's
this guy.
Yeah, is that Islam?
I go up. I'm hoping so. Yeah, it was him.
Yeah. So Bugs.
Oh, this guy. I've seen him. Yes,
yeah. So pull up Bugs' next comment. The reason I like the Islam next one down is because his right hand man is Khabib. If Saitama can pull this one out of the thin air and get Khabib to hold up a t-shirt or something like that, that is massive. I will 100% agree with you on that, Bugs. Like Bugs and I, we've had some conversations.
Yep.
Not necessarily eye to eye on things, but he's got this right. If they can slide in and get Khabib on board and get some sort of sponsorship deal, that's, to me, that is a bigger deal than what they did with Mayweather and the the Davis fight.
Yeah. No, this makes sense. I really am quite impressed. I don't watch UFC unless it's like the Conor McGregor fight or some pay-per-view thing. I watch the
Yep.
like the bigger things
Well,
or
they're all
whatever
pay
Rodney
per views
watches.
nowadays. Yeah, you got to pay $100 to watch a fight these days. It's ridiculous.
No, I just go into those YouTube live chats and I wait for someone to leak like, oh, I'm sorry.
Demonetized, get you demonetized before you even get monetized.
And I just wait for someone to tell me the proper way to buy the pay-per-view.
So here's the thing, Hanal. If they can pay money with Mayweather to get a patch on some dude's butt, they've got the money for Khabib.
Oh, really?
Hey, Bugs, I understand. I didn't put you in timeout. I think it was one of the mods. But here's the deal. You and I talked, or let me rephrase. You talked, I listened. I responded over the video. You didn't upset me. Even though you threw some things at me that was not nice words. I'm good with you, Bugs. Like, honestly, we're good. I forgive you. You know, we, like I said, there's an adult conversation to be had, and it's a mutual respect thing. You come at me like that, I could give two shits about you, but you got my respect by coming at me and talking to me and saying the things that you did, you know, in chat. We're good. We're good, bud.
Awesome. Wait, well, I don't know what happened, but it looks like you guys are past it. So I'm
Yes,
happy
we
to
are
see
past
that.
it. I'm not going to bring it up, but you know, basically, there was some things that were said and done on live stream the other night. Bugs didn't like it. He had some words. We chatted it out, and we're good now.
Okay, good.
It's all about mutual respect. You treat me with respect, you get respect back. You don't respect me, I don't respect you. That's all it is.
I really like enjoying watching like the dangerousness of MMA and going into that, what is it, octagon. It's just like it gets me so amped, but my wife is all like against it. She'll like, no, this is so boring. She doesn't even watch like the pre-fights or anything. It's like, is it over yet? I'm like, this is the best part. Like, I get so into it and I just don't know where it comes from. It's like the gladiator is brought out of me when I watch these things, you know?
So I got introduced to the UFC or MMA in general at a very young age. I grew up as a wrestler and wrestled in my youth in high school. And I would probably say I can't remember when UFC 1 came out, but I remember renting that on VHS from the local video store and like binge watching that multiple times. Usually when you rented VHS, you got it for like 24 hours or 48 hours. I sat there and literally watched it on repeat and just watched it and watched it and watched it and watched it. And I've been hooked on UFC ever since, and MMA in general. But then when I was in the military, I was stationed in Hawaii, and in Hawaii, MMA is, or at least used to be, a huge ordeal. There used to be backyard MMA events at the bars, at the Aloha Center, just all kinds of MMA stuff all over the place. And me and my squad, we would go to MMA events and go watch them, and just was hooked ever since.
Wait, so you're also into boxing and stuff? Like,
Nah, boxing's too boring for me. Like, I'll watch a heavyweight fight. Like, I like the big sluggers. I want to see a knockout. I want some dude laid out on the floor just like that, right? That's what I want to see. But now boxing hasn't done it for me since Tyson. Like, I used to watch Tyson when I was young.
Yeah.
Now keep in mind, I'm in my mid-40s, so I grew up during the Tyson era.
Dude, you don't even look like you're in your mid-40s. Get out of here.
Yeah. I just turned 44.
No way.
Yeah.
I was thinking like late 30s, if anything, 36, 37.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
You have great
just fine
genes. That's
skin.
what that means. I keep getting older and older. I look so much older than my wife that in my personal opinion that I'm like, this feels weird. Like people may think I'm crazy. Saitama ain't got money for marketing. They keep spending on things that doesn't matter. Fix the damn wallet.
Here's how I'm going to explain this one, Chris. While you may not see the wallet that has money, the people behind the project, they have money. I mean, Russ bought a Lambo. He's got money. Elon Mansour, he got money. Nam, he got money. They all have money. And if they want a sponsorship bad enough in order to increase the token price, in order to increase what bags they have's value, they'll do it.
I agree.
Hey,
And
bugs.
from the
Pull up
where's
bugs real
bugs?
quick. Right
Here.
there. That's the plan, bud. That's the plan.
Wait, you ride motorcycles?
Oh, hell yes.
Wait, I ride motorcycles. What do you mean?
You don't ride my motorcycles.
What kind of motorcycles do you have?
I currently own a 2021 Kawasaki ZX6R KRT edition. My previous bike was an Aprilia RSV4 factory. And previous bike before that was an R1.
I see. I have a Yamaha FC6R. I have I have a Honda Shadow 600cc, and I have a Gixxer.
The FC is a that's the almost sport bike, right?
Yeah, it has a standing up standard riding position instead of like the lean.
Is it the naked one or the fairing one?
It is the one with the fairings.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks nice. I changed out my lights to be inline and everything. I modded it like anything. I got it in blue. Let me see. It's this one right here. This is what I got.
Nice.
I got this.
So
you got the 2013 GSXR 1000. Where I have
you got a Gixxer, bro?
I have a Gixxer. I'm a big boy. I need a Gixxer to move me. I need to
Gixxer,
be moved
bro. Please, Teddy, please tell me you do not have that thing stretched.
It is stretched. It is extended.
Okay,
it has an extended wheel. All right, see ya.
Are you seriously? You're a Gixxer, bro?
I am a Gixxer, bro. What
do you ride around and flip flop the cargo shorts?
Wait, let me see if I can pull up my Instagram so I can show you this for real. Wait, no, I don't do the cargo shorts. I'm not that weird.
But you do flip flops.
Sometimes.
No, Teddy, my respect for you is just slowly declining.
I have it. I'm gonna share why. It's because okay, I have my Instagram here. Can you see? Do you see? Oh, what is this? Not now. Don't save. All right, Teddy Ganja is my thing. How do I go to my portfolio? I actually got a ticket on the Gixxer the second day I had it. A cop pulled me over. And I'm like, bro, this is my second day of having this thing. It's like everyone has the same story. It's like, I'm like, are you serious right now?
Funny.
1 second. I do lots of crazy things. Wait, are you into anything else? Do you like go to Renaissance fairs and things? This is me at the Guns? I can't own guns. They won't let me own one. Here's my Gixxer right here. And then I changed the fairing. See, I do my own work, and I changed it to do. And then you can see my Yamaha back here. This is my old house. I'm now in the new garage. It's much bigger than this, but I completely changed it out.
Nice. I mean, don't get me wrong; it looks slick, but I'm not a fan of the stretch part. I like the corners. I live in the mountains of Tennessee.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Tail of the Dragon?
I've heard about the Tail of the Dragon. I have a friend that has a Crossfire, and he does that. He goes.
Guess what?
What?
Tail of the Dragon's 10 minutes that way.
Wow.
I live 10 minutes.
So you know that cornering very well, then.
Oh, I'm a corner guy. Now, don't get me wrong. I am by no means a pro racer, amateur racer, anything like that. I do track days. I go to the Tail of the Dragon. We have a couple other roads down here called the Cherry Hollow Skyway and the Cherry Hollow, and the Parkway.
Yeah.
So, there's multiple curvy roads around where I live, and it's one of the reasons why I moved down to Tennessee. At least you wear gear in this one.
Does it look? I always wear gear. I was just trolling you because in India, when I went to India, everyone there, it doesn't matter what your footwear is, they got sandals and they're dinging it, but their biggest,
and they got 6 people on a scooter.
They had exactly. Oh my god! I was like, is this really happening? They're using the scooter like a minivan, and they got like 2 kids in the front, one's holding on. They got 2. Like
another one
the
on his
mom
shoulders.
And the sister in the back, and the mom's holding on to a baby. I'm like, this is really happening. and they all wear helmets. For some reason, they were smart enough to wear helmets, but their leg wear was just like sandals. I'm like, I cannot believe
yeah,
this.
I know it's crazy. So can I
This
share?
is
Yeah, I can share.
yeah, you can share. Go ahead. I'll
Hold on,
stop
hold on,
sharing.
hold on. I'll let me pull up a couple of my pictures here.
You can see all my. I even have a scooter. I have like you don't need a driver's license scooter, the 50cc one. So Ren fairs. Yep. You guys, you can literally find me. I'm completely doxxed on Instagram. And yeah, you can come find me there.
I think it's on.
I'm trying to see.
Yeah. So let me do this, do that.
I can't tell if I look younger there or if I look younger now. I was always big. I've always been big. Oh, this is the guy I actually got my Jixer from. This is him counting the money the day I paid him. He was
Oh
like
boy,
cash only. He was a big
he
boy.
rode that Jixer.
He rode that Jixer.
You might want to get that shock rebuilt.
I did.
Okay,
I
good.
took it to the store, and it's
good.
completely tuned up.
All right. So here's the picture. If you want to put that up, this is my bike. That's me on the tail of the dragon. That's the one
oh,
Bugs was just
dang.
talking about. And this was my RSV4 factory that I wrecked on the tail of the dragon. I didn't wreck it on the tail of the dragon, but this was at the tail of the dragon.
You are into sport bikes like anything. What the heck?
Yeah, I'm a big sport bike guy, man. But yeah, this right now is my baby, 2021 ZX6R KRT. This thing is for a 600, which is really a
so that's a
636.
Ninja. It says Ninja.
Yeah, it's a Ninja. It's right here, but it's not a 600. It's a 636. So it has 36 more cc's, or technically 37 more c's than other 600 sport bikes like the R6 or the Gixxer 600.
Okay.
So it has a little bit more power than most 600, or actually I think it's the highest horsepower 600, the highest torque. The R6 is the closest competitor, and the R6 is more of a actual race bike than the 636. But this thing is a freaking beast for a 600. I love it. Down here, like my my RSV4 that I had, this thing had 210-ish horsepower, about 105 foot-pounds of torque.
How the heck do you get an Aprilia service? Like
lots of money. We'll just put it that
exactly. It's like owning a Ducati. You're going to be paying more for the oil change than anything.
Absolutely. So the first valve service that I did on this bike, I bought the bike. I bought it used, and I immediately got the valve service done on it because the owner hadn't done it. And Aprilias are notorious for clanky engines, right? Like they just they're loud like Ducatis, right? So I took it in, had the valve service done. I got them down to $900 just for the valve service, but most Aprilia dealers charge anywhere from $1,200 to $1,800 for the valve service. I just wanted them to do the valve shim adjustments, and I did everything else myself. Like with the service, it usually comes with spark plugs, oil change, that shit. I said, touch the valves, adjust the valves. That's it. I'll do the rest. And that's why I got it down to 900.
Oh, that's crazy.
But
that
yeah,
is legit crazy. I did not know you were a motorcycle guy at all.
Big time, dude. Big time.
Oh, that is. I'm glad I found this out about you. Now I know.
Yeah, even with my heftiness, I can still skirt around the dragon.
Dude, you are skinnier than me. Get out of here. You look great in that gear. My gear, anytime I wear it, I'm puffed out. I feel like I look bigger than I am.
That tank is hiding my belly. I'll put it to you that way.
Oh, well, it's a big tank, it's got a lot to cover. This is me before I bought my Gixxer. I parked my Mercedes in the lot. I'm a little over the line.
I parked my Mercedes. You sure?
I'm positive.
You sure that Jeeves didn't park your Mercedes for you?
I tried to get him to park it, but he's like, "You're not paying me enough," and he left.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
And it was like a sign from God, and a Gixxer just parked next to me, and I'm like, I need to buy that Gixxer. So I went to that guy and I bought the Gixxer. I'm like, I need this. I need this
So
now.
this guy literally parked next to you, and you're like, "Hey, I want to buy your Gixxer." Oh, whoa, 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 whoa! What's with the Corvette?
This is my manager's Corvette. He brought it to
Oh,
work. It's an '88 Corvette. He completely restored himself, and yeah, it
very
works
nice,
nice.
very nice.
Yep, I get this is early on. Like, look, I was walking in the street and I saw a Ferrari. I'm like, one day I'm gonna have a Lambo, not a
Hey,
Ferrari.
Teddy, what state are you in?
I'm in this in here. I'm in Connecticut, but I rotate from Massachusetts, Connecticut, and Rhode Island.
Okay, so one of these days, when you have some time off or want to take a vacation, you need to come down to where I live. All right. If you like exotic cars,
Yeah,
where I live, the Tail of the Dragon, you can literally go up. If you saw the name on the bottom right of the picture of the motorcycle, me and the motorcycle, it says
yeah,
killboy.com.
yeah,
You can go to Killboy's building, which is at the start or the end, depending on which way you're coming from, of the Tail of the Dragon, and
yeah.
you can see anything and everything. You sit down at the resort, you can see McLarens, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, you all day long during the summer.
What? That is
Yeah,
crazy. I did not
yeah,
even
it's
know.
ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. Corvettes, there's so many C8s that come rolling through there last year.
Yeah.
Killboy himself has he's got this like yeah, the dude drives a Porsche SUV for fun up there.
For fun?
For fun.
No, so this is the thing. My wife, I feel like, won't let me get a Lamborghini, but she may let me get a Lamborghini SUV. And that's like, I noticed its straight
It's
competitor is the
so
Porsche SUV or Lambo SUV. I'm like, I still want the Lambo SUV.
yeah. I mean, if I'll put it to you this way. If I were to get one of those exotic SUVs,
Yeah.
it's a G-Wagon.
What? Mercedes G Wagon over
Let me
Lamborghini
put it to you
SUV?
this way. Okay, I'm kind of into, the street racing scene. Like I like to go watch. I don't participate, but I like to watch, right?
Right.
And the last couple years where I was from originally, there was a G-Wagon that was souped up, supercharged, just totally, absolutely ridiculous. It had the compressor engine.
Hmm.
That thing walked everything it raced.
A
And
G Wagon.
it takes off like a fucking rocket ship, dude.
I will tell you, I own a S550 Mercedes S550.
Yeah.
I can beat most cars on the
Yeah, it's
highway.
got the compressor engine though, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah.
it's fully loaded, so it's quite
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But regardless, I really respect the Mercedes brand because their slogan is the best or nothing,
Yep.
and their engines are really the best or nothing. Hope.
Yeah. You get onto me about the Aprilia maintenance, but then you're sitting here talking about a Mercedes.
I pay a lot for maintenance, and they kill me every time. They kill me
Yes,
every
they do.
time.
This is so my car. I have so I'm not a Mopar guy. I despise Chrysler with a passion. But for some reason I gravitated to a 300C and bought a Hemi 300C, which is like the bastard Mercedes because it's kind of like a conglomerate of Mercedes shit.
Oh, okay.
Because Chrysler Mercedes is partnered.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes,
Daimler
yes.
Chrysler. So there's a lot of Mercedes quote unquote technology, but it's got a fucking 5.7 Hemi in that thing.
What the heck?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
It's fun.
the least suspecting person wouldn't even know, and then boom, you win.
Oh no, they know I have exhaust on it, but yeah, it's a fun car.
Wait, so you're into doing car stuff like that, Jeremy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So, well, this car is completely stock with the exception of like a cold air intake, exhaust, and that's pretty much it. I'm planning on getting a tune done for it, which is just a simple flash tune.
Okay.
But eventually, when I need to go in and do something with so there's a system on this called the MDS. It's the multiple displacement system or something like that. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, it takes it from an 8-cylinder down to 4 cylinders when you're cruising, and then these
Oh,
little
okay.
solenoids they eventually gum up and then they lock out, which it means it runs on 4 cylinders all the time, which is trash,
Okay.
right? So you
Yeah.
have to go in and replace the solenoids. Well, when that happens, my plan is to literally hey buddy, is to take that system out completely. So take it off, put on the 6.4 Hemi heads, put on the 6.4 Hemi cam. Stop it, please.
Let him say hi. Let him say hi.
Say hi to everybody, and then you can go upstairs.
Go. Hi.
All right, you can go upstairs now. What? Oh, I don't want that, but thank you.
It now makes sense. Now I understand why you have 2 helmets. I'm like, the reason he has 2 helmets in the back is because he's into role playing. And I'm like, no, you actually,
No. So the black one,
yeah.
Okay, so the one on the white one is an LS2 helmet. I like LS2. They're a good cost-effective helmet. They're ECE rated. I think they're better than a lot of cheaper helmets out there that claim that they're dot and dot approved,
DOT,
right?
Yeah.
Dot is trash rating. So for me, it's a minimum of an ECE rating. If you have an ECE rating, I'll look at your helmet. That one, that one's probably like 3 or 4 years old, so it's spent its time. It's it's beyond its use, so it's more decoration now. The helmet on the black helmet, that is my Shoei RF 1400. It's
I like the Shoeis.
Shoei's nice.
Yes,
or Shui, however you want to pronounce it. But that's the new RF 1400 that they came out with in 2021.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Yeah.
I like that you're spending money. I have this crazy question from Adrian. Let's read it. Off topic, but crypto related. I'm having a question about swapping my amp. I'm having a question about swapping my amp to Shinja on Uniswap using my linked MetaMask wallet. I clicked the bottom button on Uniswap to something in MetaMask. I paid the ETH to confirm/approve, but still have no Shinja and still have all my amp. But I'm light on my ETH in the amount for the confirmation. Do I now have access to swap my amp for Shinja?
Are you able to swap amp for Shinja? Is it a direct swap?
I think you have to enable the swap first. Like you have to pay the contract something to enable it. And then the second time you do it, it automatically works, right? Like you have, like anytime I do that in Uniswap, it makes me like pay a fee somehow. The first time.
I typically don't swap. So usually when I'm in a product, I'm in it for a little while, and then I sell it off and get USDT.
You sell it off and get USDT?
Yeah, I just sell it, and then I'll hold on to that in stablecoin until I find another product.
I actually, I'm seeing a lot of people asking about Saitama, but someone asked me about Shinja as well. Shinja is a great time to buy just about 8 hours ago, but it dipped below that price right now. It's at 8894. The whole market is down, right? So I'm not even sure. I mean, I don't know where the bottom is. I would be a crazy person if I actually somehow foresee the bottom like Slim Jesus or something, but I cannot tell you where the bottom is. But it's dipped below that price before, right? We've seen it
What's
go down.
Saitama at?
Wait, let me
go. Damn.
They said the liquidity for Saitama is like 800 now.
Lily has have you looked at the Lily chart?
No, I have not. You want to bring it up?
No. It's trash. It's down into the 5.9s. It's down into the 5.9s.
Oh my god, Saitama's at 16s.
Yeah. Well, that was the first. Oh my god.
Wait, and Lily's at what?
5.9.
5933.
Oh, it was down even way lower than that. It was down 4.6.
Right.
Yes.
Why is it that this chart is so like wacky?
Because it has, I don't know. It has so many damn zeros. I think that's part of the problem.
Wait, so you want to know?
There's such a big variance from the beginning to the end.
Yeah, I feel that way, but at the same point, like, doesn't Shinja have more?
But their chart's not so. There's not such a big variance in their chart. Like right now, the Lily chart, like at the very beginning, the first hour, it's like this, right? and then it
Right.
dumps, and then it's like this. So it has, I think that chart has like a propagation error when you're trying to scroll through it because of how much variance there is.
Dude, I mean, it is pretty bad. I plot with the indicator Bollinger Bands, and I've been using it with RSI strategies as well. And what the goal is, I've explained this thousands of times, but in short, it's the lower. So this is average price across like 6 or 8 candlesticks.
Right.
And what people do is they buy when it's below the lower band with the goal that you sell when it reaches the upper band. And
Right.
the strategy works great for day trading, especially, or week
Yep.
trading, right?
Right.
But I am not seeing an exit point once you buy. It's just constantly hitting the band every time. I've never seen it this down, I guess. I've never seen a chart like this.
I didn't
So,
touch that. I didn't put any money into that.
I mean, I just want to know what their utility is. I know you and the Sandstorm are
NASCAR.
gonna. It's not. It cannot be a health app. The health app space is already. I work in healthcare, Jeremy. I'm letting you know. I'm already doxxed. If you need to know the details, it's like medical reimbursement and coding. But
If,
regardless, the space is completely occupied by the big insurance companies. I cannot fathom how a company like Lilly Finance is going to enter the space that is already owned by United Healthcare or any of the other big guys.
hey
Like this
Teddy,
is yeah.
if you ain't first, you're last.
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Oh, you seriously? Oh my God, Teddy. All
I
right.
don't know. I don't know English idioms. English is my second language. So like, yo, I got some crazy things in India, right? Some guy came up to me. He's like, when it's raining and it's daytime out, it
Okay.
means a dog and a wolf
Okay.
is getting married.
I'm gonna recommend a movie for you to watch.
Okay,
All right.
tell me.
Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby?
Yeah.
Ricky Bobby?
Talladega Nights. Yep.
Talladega Nights. The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. 2006. Who is this? Okay. Interesting. Wonder Bread?
It is a hilariously stupid comedy.
Okay.
And that is where that saying comes from. If you ain't first, you're last.
I see it. If you ain't first, you're last. That is true. It now makes sense now with this image. Ricky Bobby, lol. This guy.
The difference with Miss Lauren, the difference between selling and swapping, you're selling and getting USDT or ETH, and then you would have to buy back in and pay the gas fees, which are higher when you do it that way. If there's a swap enabled, you can literally swap for far less in fees. So it'll go from one token to another token, and you don't have to sell, then rebuy, and pay twice the gas fees. That's all it is.
Wait, so I have to ask you, Jeremy, at some point you are going to get Lily on an AMA on your channel, right?
We're working on it.
I believe you're going to get there. I think you
We're
guys are
working
in the
on it.
right path. I cannot wait. So hopefully when you get there, you're going to ask them hard questions.
Speaking of that, did you see the most recent video presser that I put up early?
About the developers, you were having an AMA with all the developers. Yeah. I'm quite excited. I saw Saitama Guru instead of Max Equation, but hey, if other developers are there, I'm gonna be tuned in.
So here's the other thing: we're working on trying to get Max on.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to do a technical dev portion of it, right? And if we can get Max, obviously, we're going to ask you to come on so you guys can talk tech. And Brad and I can just sit back and absorb and just let you guys just have your tech talk.
Yes.
Teddy's TED
tech talk.
Yep. So if we can get that, if we can land that, which obviously we're trying to, and but it's obviously going to be well after SataMask is working and functioning and released, and Sata Realty. So that's probably, a week or 2 or 3 or 5 off, hopefully
I'll wait as long as I need to,
Right, exactly. Because I really think the space, the ecosphere, the Saitama environment needs to have Max sit down and talk with somebody technical that has some trust within the within the area. And yes, it is a tongue twister, Alonzo. But because here's the thing, there's a lot of people that know tech, but there's a lot of people that don't know tech. And then there's people that use and develop and integrate the tech like yourself. And there's a lot of speculation that needs to be cleared up. And you have the technical know-how, technical resources to have that conversation with Max in a respectful way. And that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, I'm really hoping by the time that comes that there's no issue. Like my fear is all of a sudden everything works and now we don't need to really have the tech talk. It sounds like they figured it out, but assuming that they haven't,
but here's
that's
the thing,
fear,
you can still come back. Right. So if it's working, everything's working the way it should. I think having a sit down and literally just, because here's the thing, this, I know this. If there's a problem in the tech industry, that person, that developer, that team, that's what they're focused on. They're like, shit, we got to get this work. We're not worrying about talking to other people. We're not worried about AMAs. We're not worried about that meeting that we're supposed to go to because we've got a deadline. We've got a broken product. And that's what they're focused on. And the higher ups, they'll take care of the meetings and they'll deal with all of that shit while the actual team is working on this stuff. And I get why Max isn't all that available. I really, really do. But once everything is working, the swap's working, MetaMask is working, all of the, the majority of, I'm not going to say all because you can't really get all of the bugs, but, once you have a working product and everything is working well, to have that sit down, rehash, and just really be more transparent, because I don't think it's really been that transparent. Like, they've given answers. I just don't think they've been really transparent, really truthful about everything that's gone on behind the scenes.
No, I completely agree. And that's exactly how I felt the first time they brought up the AW. What really happened during the thing is they were talking shit on AWS, and I'm an AWS guy. I'm like, wait a second, if they're using AWS, this can't be true. I was never trying to FUD Saitama. I was protecting AWS, but the way the Wolfpack saw it was Tedi instant fudder. Now, I don't know if you saw it, Elon Mansour came out and he's like, hey, this guy's neutral. Let's leave him be and spread peace and love, right? It's been quite crazy. But real quick, I have a comment from Bugs Guns as well as Abdul. And it looks like Bugs Guns. I feel
Bugs, you and I are hitting on the same cylinders today, bud.
Yes,
that is, I absolutely 100% believe with that one. Yep.
And really, what I was hoping when I watched that AMA with you, the Sandstorm and Russ, was I thought you guys would just dig a little bit deeper and be like, hey, what is this 96%? I heard the 4%. I've heard you guys, but I just wanted to get a little bit more info to see if you really believed, the 96%.
So here's the thing, and a lot of people don't understand this or haven't grasped the concept or haven't heard us talk about this. The thing that I want to put out there is that Brad and I literally had 70 questions between the two of us that we could have asked. We had a couple of our main ones that we wanted to hit on, which is kind of what we started off with, and then started firing into the harder ones that, you saw me get after him a little bit, and he got defensive and reeled back, and then he got on the offensive and started,
I started crying when he brought up the marketing. Well, what have you done that's smart? I'm like, no, don't do that. Please.
Yeah, that wasn't a good look for him. And that's why I left it alone. I'm like, you're backed into a corner. I'm asking you and doing the follow-up, but you're coming at me because I don't have a marketing background. But you don't know my background, first of all. But because it's not marketing, I don't get a say-so or an opinion on your thought. But with that being said, that's the impression that he wanted to provide to everybody that was watching.
Right.
And that's why I left it alone. I'm not going to get into a fight with him. I'm not going to argue with him. If that was his firm answer. Okay, cool. We'll move on. But here's the thing. We had 70 questions. We had 60 minutes. Each question takes about 15 seconds to answer. We told Russ, try to limit your answers to 2 minutes or less, because everybody knows he's long-winded with his answers. And if there's an explanation that needs to be needed that's 2 minutes long, by all means, go ahead. But there were times that I was like, okay, this is getting long. And, I would try to, bringing back in or re-answer the question because he's going off path or whatever the case was. But we literally had 60 minutes with the guy.
Yeah.
I wish I could have had 2 hours. We would have gotten through a lot more questions, because what a priority is to somebody else for that question may not be the priority for this person. And there are people that are mad, literally fucking upset we didn't ask this particular question. And one of the questions everybody was like, ask him about the fraud. Ask him about the fraud. Unfortunately, that was one question that we were not allowed to ask. In order to get this and have 90% of the questions available for us to ask to him, there was an agreement that we could not ask about his personal life or his family. And under that guideline, the fraud question was one of those. That was a personal issue. He said, keep it to crypto, keep it to Saitama, keep it to SataMask, keep it to our environment, our ecosystem, and we're good. And we agreed to those terms. So if you want to know about the fraud, go dig. Go do your own research. It's already out there. What more does it need? What more needs to be said? It's known. He's admitted to it. The case notes and ledger is all right there for you to look at. Does he need to address it any further? I think so. Would it be good for the community for him to address it? Absolutely. But does he have to? No. It doesn't involve Saitama at all. But it does involve him and what his past is like. And if he were to just come out and say, this is what it was, this is what I did, this is what happened, and leave it at that, that squashes everything. Because if it was a major thing, then that needs to be known. If it was something as simple as, transferring the wrong piece of art somewhere or something like that, and you signed off on it and it went to a buddy, if there was big time malice there, then that's a different story. But if it was just something minor, then let us know. Either way, let us know, because that is a big question. That is something that's being held over his head right now for a lot of the community. And that's all it is.
Yeah.
But he didn't want to address it. He didn't want to address the Lambo situation, his wife's situation, any of his family situation. That's fine. We'll get to the other questions that, we'll sacrifice 10% to try and get the 90%. And that's what it was. And that's part of it.
I was very happy to see that AMA, and I was in India, and I'm like, I need to wake up to see it. I didn't even wake up, but as soon as it came out, I watched the entire 57 minutes. I have all these points. I was ready to make a video, but being in India, I looked at every other YouTuber already made a video. So I'm like, okay, never mind. Yeah. And you guys did such a great job. It didn't even need my reaction, right? He denounced the FUD fighters, right?
Yep.
He talked about the contract situation. If TARP was involved in, doing the rating for getting onto SataMask. And then at 38 minutes, he also discussed the Lily thing, the marketing PR firm. Is there one hired? He didn't want to leak the name. There were so many good things that were hit that I was like, hey, this validates everything. And the craziest part, the amount of viewers you guys got on that is very similar to how much Scott Herman got, which tells you the community, whether it's good or bad, is coming to look at these AMAs. They want to know the information, and you guys gave them a great platform. And real quick with Abdul, he says, Teddy, I suggest to increase Shibnobi sales tax by 3%, which will fund a new charity wallet that will reduce the power of big cells. And if that happened, it will increase our charity wallet, which is good.
Taxation is theft. That's all I got to say.
Okay. I mean, I guess if they
go back to that comment real quick. All right. So, Abdel, here's the thing about this. A well is a well for a reason. He's got money. He's made money. Who is it to say that he can't sell out? If he's part of the pre-sale, that's a different story. But here's the thing in crypto stocks does not matter. What was it yesterday? Some big time CEO sold out 400 million of his stocks in his company, or the company that he's CEO of, deleted his social and took his 400 million and just, I'm done. He's allowed to do it. Whales are allowed to take their money. Where they put it, this whole terrarium thing, that's kind of, that's what people are having the issue with, not him taking his profits. Nobody can be mad at a whale taking their profits. That's what they do. That's why they're a fucking whale. But to increase the tax to try and get them to lose, to not sell off, that is a shitty fucking plan. That is against everything that crypto is about. Crypto is about, you know, the privacy, getting away from centralized situations, away from the tax. You know, it's a way to, you know, have your money freely, and by throwing on another 3% to avoid a whale tax, if that whale's made $10 million, you think that 3% means shit to him?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I do want to end the stream. Rodney is streaming; he is awake, so that is good to go. I
Yep,
will
and
go
I need
from
more
this
coffee,
stream
bud.
to that stream. So, Jeremy, I appreciate you joining me this early. I know you woke
Yeah,
up
anytime.
quite early. And yeah, anytime for me too. If you need me on the Sandstorm YP, you message
Hey,
me. I'll be there.
if you're not busy tonight, let's have a chat tonight.
Okay, sounds
Sandstorm's
good.
taking some family time, so I'm going to try and do a live tonight and live tomorrow. So if you're around and want to hop on, I'm going to try and get a couple people on to help us get through the night, and we'll go from there.
Sounds good. I will see you then. And guys, thanks for watching. If I didn't get to your comment, go post it on Twitter or somewhere. Jeremy is at Crypto Realist 21. I'm at Tedi Ganja, TEDIGANJA.
And I want to say one thing before we go.
Go ahead.
I love you, Bugs.
We all love you, Bugs. We all love you. Guys, thanks for watching. Until next time.
Have a good one.